It was just a steady breeze coming through, but now you can see, especially from our hair going around, that it's coming from all different directions. Lisa, you came on up here to check on us to see how we were doing, but we're very curious on how you guys are holding up, especially after last year's storm. What are you guys doing different this year?
But we're faring quite well this year. After last year's storms, we rebuilt our elevator penthouses, so
Hey,
they're able
Stephanie.
to withstand 200-mile-an-hour winds. We also did a caulking and ceiling project on all of our windows. So right now,
Girls Gone Wild.
quite well.
Hurricane.
No water intrusion. Everybody's happy and healthy.
I don't want you to how many people are at the hospital this year, as far as patients go?
Right now, we have about 130 patients at the medical center and about 30 hospitalized in the hospital. And our patients, the staff reacted remarkably well, and the patients were calm, so it wasn't a scary situation for them at all.
Lisa, thank you for staying calm this year. Thank you for staying calm for everybody. Again, we're live in Stewart. We are right across the St. Lucie River. We're going to feed something back to you guys in the next few minutes. We're going to leave this place, go down there and show you just how bad it is for now in Stewart. Now back to you. Oh, come on.
Here is he just looking through the TV here. Certainly very impressive, Steve. Yeah, we definitely know what you mean with that owl. Northwest, circling around the hurricane. So that's our second. That is the not the innermost band, but the one just outside that. So two very strong squall lines that are going to be working, and that upper one that stretches from West Palm will work into Jupiter, through to Cuesta, we're here at Beach, North Palm Beach Gardens, and then, wow, look at that. Yeah, look at that. That's that squall line working through.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I just want to interrupt because the winds are gusting definitely 80, 85 miles an hour out here. Suddenly the squall came through, and you were showing the radar on West Palm Beach on Viper, and it showed a 67-mile-an-hour wind. If you notice, it doesn't move as we show the loop. I have a feeling a wind gust may have interrupted that anemometer there. You see, it's just not changing at all here as we go through the loop. So, and from what I'm looking at out here is about 20 seconds ago, we definitely had a wind gust over hurricane force.
Well, some of those wind reports take a few minutes to log in, so I think that's going to bump up to 70 or 80 in the next update in a couple of minutes. So that's probably the reason for that. Obviously, looking at the radar rod, there's a strong band that stretches from Lake Worth into West Palm and then into the acreage, and it is wrapping north into North County. So North County, fairly quiet right now. It's going to get rocky for you in the next 15 minutes to half hour as this works through. In the next 5 to 10 minutes, it'll be into Delray, Highland Beach, and then into Boynton Beach. These are very, very strong winds. This is the inner core of this hurricane, and on the west coast, we have the wind gusts approaching, in some cases over 100 miles an hour. So
I can hear the wind howling through the trees out here, Steve.
we can hear it through there with building.
Well, when you look at the satellite picture here on the radar source, gang, you can almost see that the eastern side, or I'll tell you that the east side of the wall is just about off of Broward County. Now we're going to go to Boca Raton, and Mayor, are we on to Steve Abrams right now?
On the phone, Mayor, good afternoon, or good morning rather, it's 8:24. What do you have to report out of Boca?
Well, it will be just people who are scared and need to move short, so we're glad to be here for them.
Well, yeah, and on that line, we're showing at this point the Southern Palm Beach County area and Boca Raton over 441 right now, getting a rain band, a very heavy one that's going to move in the east side of Boca Raton, seems to be also on the verge of that. This is the outer eyewall, the eastern edge of Hurricane Wilma, and we also want to tell people we can understand the worry and the anxiety and the nervousness there, but we will go through this, and everyone is going to be okay, provided they follow all the the advice from emergency managers, and as well as what we're trying to do here. We're all going to make it through this. Mayor Abrams, are you still there?
Yeah.
Where are you located? Are you in Boca right now?
Yeah, I'm at the City Head Phone Emergency Operations Center.
Where's that located?
gets at our municipal services complex, Dixie Highway and 28th Street here at Boca Raton.
Okay, so well, he's in the 95 because Boca, West Boca's got really the inner core of this hurricane is now starting to move into West Boca, so they're feeling winds more than likely 70, 80 miles an hour. Not quite into it's paralleling the turnpike right now, so 441 in the turnpike, so you're just outside that, but very strong winds moving through West Boca.
Yeah, let's say the hospital there, West Boca Hospital, and also moving up northward as we get up to Yamato and Linton, all along that 441 corridor. So again, this is a very trying time for a lot of you out there out west, but it's going to be okay. And we do see you will enter into the eye wall that appears. If we can zoom this out a little bit, Chris, and find out, it looks like we're the southern Palm Beach and the majority actually of central Palm Beach County perhaps getting clear in the eye.
Yes, yeah, this hurricane, no question, is going to track south of the official forecast track. More than like, and the northern eye wall may make it into Martin County, but even that may not even happen at this point. It's definitely south of the official forecast, probably by about 30 miles. So right now, you're listening to us on radio. We've got a very, very well-structured hurricane moving into Palm Beach County. The eye is moving into Palm Beach County, and most of Palm Beach County will be in the eye of this hurricane in the next 90 minutes to 120 minutes.
You know, as we were just talking about Boca and relative, of course, to Mayor Abrams, the same thing that we just talked about for Boca is relative all the way up to Wellington right now. This band, if you were to imagine this from the 441 area, from Boca Raton, all the way up to Southern, is a very strong band, and it is moving to the north. So just hang tight for a little bit. It's not
the southeast. And just one more thing. In this type of situation, I noticed that it's a bit deceiving because it's just a landscaping issue that you notice right off the bat. But this is the type of situation, 70-mile-an-hour winds could definitely have power lines to bring them down. So this is just not, especially if it's going to change in 5 minutes, it's definitely not a situation where people want to come out and check out the weather right now or try to feel what it's like to be in a windstorm.
Gracious. For those who couldn't see that, he was trying to stand
by a speed, and a gust of wind came and blew Al down. And he was, pretty much all of it. I know exactly how he feels.
You know, Matt,
We're doing it again.
Bill Bear said, don't you wish you had your weight back? Right about now.
there it goes.
What we're looking at is what appears to be, he looks like he's on a balcony. There's a man of, I would say, average size. Al, as he stands, is about 5'10" or so. Of course, we've met him several times here. And both of the men just generally slid fell right down. And of course, Al, well documented. A knee surgery. So hopefully he'll be okay and not do that again.
Dean, he was in Naples, is that correct?
I don't know.
Right, he was in
Naples. Okay.
In Naples and on a balcony, so he was really getting, it was daylight though, so it's just moments ago, I guess that happened, but
Yeah,
it just shows how strong the winds are.
Yeah, Naples is still on the back edge of the eye. Of course, we're seeing the most severe weather, or vicious weather right now. Let's go to Boca Raton again. If we could take Viper down this way, and we'll describe to everybody. Now, we have the biggest, probably the biggest wave of bands of rain coming in right now, and wind to be experienced thus far. Approaching Western Delray and Boca, Steve.
This is the core of the hurricane that is moving into Boca and Delray. This is the eye wall. This is where we'll see the strongest winds gusting to 80, 90, possibly 100 miles.
Expecting that Wilma will move quickly out across your operated city. This afternoon, what time will your repair truck start moving?
Today, doing some restorations and doing our full assessment.
Saw it, didn't you?
The grid is not a real simple thing to understand. It's a basic way to understand it really.
Oh, it's right there.
Where the power plants and main lines.
It's by the curb.
And then you have feeder lines that would be the main branches and then smaller branches and and these would kind of be the individual neighborhoods, but sometimes you can have customer or you can have power and your neighbor across the street for reasons of being on a different service line and or different equipment at the top of the pole, or even, you know, related to the meter and the weatherhead meter, you know, adjacent to your home. There's all kinds of different reasons why you may have an isolated outage, and that really is what sometimes takes the time to get into the neighborhood to restore those single homes. But we're going to do it really just as quickly as we can. We have great crews, and we're proud of them, and we're going to just do this as quickly as we can.
And Tim, I would like to compliment Florida Power and Light and all the folks who are out there, because we know you're going to get out there just as soon as you can, as soon as these winds subside. And all of us here have many friends and neighbors who work for Florida Power and Light. We know how hard they work during the storms, after the storms, a lot of them.
West Palm Beach proper areas of the Hurricane Wilma's high wall right now, very close to that. These are looking out the window here. Those are like you're all boarded up, you have a hurricane shelter on something living in a cave. Very frustrating to see. It's an awesome sight to see the power of this hurricane. You don't want to be anywhere close to your windows.
You get the
right now, just by looking at it directly here.
petroleum lines like clicking. The holes clicking.
The electric pole?
Yeah.
Incredible force winds here, 95 and 22nd Street. Stay inside. I would say within the next hour, we will probably be experiencing a lull in the storm. Continue to stay inside. We're not going to take the storm moving very, very quickly. We'll experience the backside of this storm. We're certainly not too bad. We'll continue to get the coverage we are here for you, by the way, as well at 800-919-1079. Continue to coverage of our Shady Carolina, Megan, and Mayhem down the border.
Damn, look at those trees. Dude, this window is perfect. There's like no wind on it. I don't even want to be by my front door though. Did that rain coming out?
What?
Holy shit. That's my chair.
There's a chair.
There's my chair. My chair. Probably should have brought that inside. Oh, there's fucking electronic transformer. You see anything over there? You can hear the wind coming before it gets here. You hear it?
Yeah.
And then it's gonna get here.
What was that?
Something outside.
Oh, yeah. I think it was like a plant.
A plant?
Yeah. I'm sitting here because if that window breaks, that guy's gonna go flying.
That window?
Yeah.
But they got the metal thing on there.
Yeah, but it's still glass.
God damn. Dude, you can hear it whistling through the building. You hear it? It's like...
It's Sounds like a train. So is this the worst for us right now?
No, it's going to stop and then it's go the exact opposite direction.
It's gonna come this way?
Yeah.
That's not gonna be good.
No.
You're absolutely right. The official forecast track is going over the Stewart area, and it appears that this track will be shifting slightly south, making temperature.
Did you hear that wind? It's not here yet. Dude, you can hear it before it comes. It's so freaking weird. Damn.
Wait, we have lights over at the, not in like the top, but in the stairwell. There's lights in there.
The emergency generator. Police department. You want to turn up the radio?
That's the spot that goes.
Oh, really?
Maybe that would help. It's that.
What thing?
Ooh, what the hell?
What?
That orange thing.
Where'd that orange thing come from?
I don't know.
It doesn't surprise me because Hoagie has that very slow, that's going to be the eyeball going through, so.
Here he comes again.
You get feedback, let us know, but that doesn't surprise me that we hear the signal from there.
You can hear it before it comes. Is it coming my way?
This eyeball, by the way, as far as its diameter, we're going from 41 so there's no discrepancy there, and there's going to be a bit of a bid over the next 20 minutes perhaps, so for that to diminish with time. So those of you in central and southern Palm Beach County, we will have improvement. I know it's a little bit hairy.
Are getting pounded.
Yeah.
Do you want us to continue to what's happening?
Yeah, Steve's on Viper, and again, we're going to go through, almost square mile by square mile with Viper. Steve, if we can describe to people again, with the mindset of radio, where the heaviest bands are, where they're going to, who's going to get out of it? In fact, why don't we do who's going to get out of it first? Well, Polka, Delray, the rest of South County, Highland Beach, is now starting to improve, so it's much better for you now than it was even 10 minutes ago. North County, it is on the way. It's now starting to develop all the way from West Palm into Palm Beach Gardens into the North Palm Beach area, back into Jupiter and to Cuesta. Very, very strong winds. The inner core of this hurricane is moving through your area, or soon will. Expect winds well above 70 miles an hour. It won't last too long. We just have a report of Palm Beach gusts to 98 miles an hour now as this storm pulls through. So it's moving through West Palm toward Palm Beach Gardens. Let me describe the radar for you if you're listening. There's a bright red area. The inner core of this hurricane that goes from West Palm
cuts through Palm Beach Gardens and then wraps back around Port Mayaca and the northern side of the lake. That is all moving north, so it's pushing into Martin County in the next half hour. But North County is under the most severe weather conditions right now, and if it's not too bad in North County where you are, it soon will be changing. That would be Jupiter as this storm
Where'd you go?
Very, very close to you. So expect your winds to go from 50 to 60 miles an hour, upwards of 70 and 80 very, very quickly. Now on the Treasure Coast, it's a lot better. Trust me, a lot better. Even though your winds are a tropical storm force, we haven't had any reports of hurricane force winds on the Treasure Coast.
You're listening to continuing coverage on with our news media partner, Channel 5.
Where the fuck is that blue light coming from?
Honestly, as we get more information here into the studio, we'll be passing it on to you. We're really dealing with the worst part of the storm right now. The wind is really kicking up for a big portion of our listening area. Again, it's yours truly, Mark McCrazy on XOL23 and B1063, using all the resources of
Face of a hurricane.
They just moved through Belleville. We also have it pushing through Canal Point.
Damn!
We're moving through past another note here. We now have sustained winds in this hurricane of 110 miles an hour as it crosses South Florida, which is truly unbelievable considering that it has held most of its strength even this far inland. I guess because it's moving so quickly. It's moving northeast at 23 miles an hour. So just stay calm. North County.
They're like, stay calm. Don't freak out. What are you going to do if you freak out if you go outside?
We're watching it very closely, but certainly hurricane force winds across all of North County as the inner warm moves through. Now, in behind this is the eye, so the winds are going to drop to light very, very quickly. In about the next half hour, almost everyone in North County should be experiencing light winds. And maybe even getting some sunshine during that break. And again, we've been throwing out the caution that there may be a brief opportunity for the common person to get out and walk around. However, this is the opportunity where we've already heard from a lot of emergency management people and fire officials who will take that 20 to 30 minute window to get out and get to the most severe cases that have been reported, whether they be cardiac or other type of structural problems. But again, we want to make sure that everyone understands that if you want to look outside, go ahead, but be brief about it. Look at the winds of 94 miles per hour now, West Palm Beach. The heaviest rain band of note at this moment is from downtown West Palm Beach, stretching up around the Veterans Center, VA Hospital, out there at Western Riviera Beach, and then stretching all the way to Port Mayaca, and that line in total is moving to the north. This is as bad as it has been, and perhaps we can go back to last year's hurricanes too, Steve, at least with our experience in the downtown West Palm Beach area. This is comparable to Hurricane June and Francis for most people in Palm Beach County right now. Treasure Coast, you'll fare a little bit better, but this is beginning to improve in Belle Glade, and on the Treasure Coast, most of our listeners on the Treasure Coast will have strong tropical storm force winds. Martin County, I think, will be the exception with strong hurricane force winds. And also around the lake region as well, as this line looks like it's on a trajectory to head into Okeechobee proper. So those of you around Okeechobee in that area, you're in for some of the strongest winds you have seen to date today. Let's go to Jay Cashmere. Speaking of the Lake Okeechobee region, he's in Pahokee, and what can you tell us now, Jay?
Hey, Dean, well, we just had a band that came through here that wasn't in fact the strongest that we had seen today. We left our post up on the levee of Lake Okeechobee. We went about 100 feet down on the other side of the bank there, right around the city city police department, and the wind is ferocious out here. It's so bad you can't even walk outside. We took a quick drive from downtown Pahokee, and debris is all over the roadway. We've got trees down, power lines are swaying, the power is out across this entire area right now. The stoplights are swaying. It's ferocious, howling across this area. And it's indicative of what you guys were just talking about, those bands that were coming through there. It was, in fact, the worst of what we have seen all morning long since we started feeling the effects of this here at 4 o'clock. So right now it has subsided somewhat here compared to what we saw 20 minutes ago, but it was extremely violent. And that band, as you mentioned, Dean, I believe is probably working its way up toward Okeechobee. And for those radio listeners up there, they need to be prepared because that was a strong band that came through here. It is extremely violent winds out here.
Jay, is it, what should we compare, would you compare it to Hurricane Jean and Francis last year?
You know, I've got to say that was tremendous wind. The wind, and it's exactly what residents out here were worried about. It's the wind out here that got them last year, and it appears to be the same this year with some of the debris. Now, some of the structural damage, we didn't see too much structural damage in our quick drive out there, albeit we were in probably 60 or 70 mile an hour wind, so we didn't have a chance to get a complete tour of the city. But right now, what we're seeing is just minor debris that is flying through the air. That debris that was not tied down, loose debris, obviously took off in flight once this band came through here.
Jay, what are your winds now? Any guess?
I would have to say, Steve, they died down quite a bit to about probably 30, 25. I mean, it is a considerable change. Literally, this happened like within probably 15 minutes. 30 minutes ago, this live truck was rocking in here, and we were actually having trouble shutting the doors of this live truck, and we're just bouncing back and forth, and we're behind a structure here at the Police Department right now. But things are a lot
On the back side of the wall to come yet, but as Viper is showing, and we're describing now around Lake Okeechobee, in those areas are now listeners on radio. So keep in mind that the good news here is that watching the radar, it appears to be weakening a little, so a little bit better than it was earlier. So good news there. Now I'm going to watch it as it moves toward St. Lucie County. Right now it doesn't appear like it's going to hold together very much in St. Lucie County, but if it does, I'll let you know. We're going to go to Jamie in Port St. Lucie, considering Port St. Lucie and areas just south of that are next up as far as some of the strongest bands. Jamie, what do you have now?
Well, I tell you what, we came eerily close here. This is a piece of plywood that we're underneath the hotel walkway here, Breezeway. This is a piece of plywood that came out of nowhere and basically struck the roof, came feet away from striking our photographer, Bob Lee. And it's being moved away, obviously, as we speak. I don't know where it came from, if it came off the hotel, or if it came from some other section. But I tell you what, that was pretty eerie to see a piece of plywood flying through the air, strike the roof, bang the top of the roof, and then come feet away from striking Bob. He's okay. It landed right there against the tree. You saw the gentleman there turning it away. We've had a significant increase in winds. Let me walk out here. It's about 50 to 60 mile an hour gusts easily that we've seen. It's kind of interesting. On the other side here, where in this direction is the southeastern side of Port St. Lucie. I'm off St. Lucie West Boulevard. The wind has almost made a complete turn around us now. Was coming from the south and is now coming around more toward the east, and we're seeing more of this blowing direction from the east. You can see the wind kind of coming back towards us. And I think what we've really seen here more than anything is we're almost going up in 10 mile an hour increments in wind speed, about 20 every 30 minutes or so. We started off at about 8 o'clock this morning with probably about 30 mile an hour gusts, easily up to 50 to 60 mile an hour winds now here at Port St. Lucie. 9,000 people, that's the last estimate of people that are without electricity in St. Lucie. That was at the 8 o'clock EOC, Emergency Operations Center briefing. That number's probably gone up because the rain has definitely increased within the last hour and a half. So, monsoons, of course, and we're getting a lot more water here now at Port St. Lucie. Yes, it can.
Okay, I'm just watching the radar, and I'm watching this strong band that did some damage in Palm Beach County. It is working through Stewart, and it is definitely going to work into Port St. Lucie in the next half an hour. So keep in mind, the winds are going to get stronger at Port St. Lucie. So I just want to let you know that. For our listeners, this is a line that is pretty much on the St. Lucie County, Martin County line, and it is moving north very, very quickly, 40, 50 miles an hour. And some of the winds in this, before the hurricane, some of these winds are approaching 80, 90 miles an hour. So something to keep in mind.
And you're seeing that. I mean, obviously, there's two scenarios here. That piece of plywood was up very well, and the winds were strong enough to get up underneath it and rip it off. They've boarded it up down here, put some sandbags on the ground to keep it secure now. Or it wasn't up very well, and it just kind of ripped off in the breeze. Either way, obviously, the wind flaying that piece of plywood around like it was a kite through the air. So it's quite nice to see, and luckily it didn't hit top. Everyone should stay inside until this passes, and even though
Guys, like, don't go outside.
Get into the eye in Palm Beach County, this is not over yet. We're halfway through the storm. We have the other half to go through. All right, Jamie, take care up there, and everyone listening to continued coverage of Hurricane Wilma on Sunday 104.3. Band is working your way into St. Lucie County, so we're going to keep an eye on it. We have no indications that there's rotation in this storm, but this band has some very, very strong winds. It has a history of Palm Beach County of producing 80 and 90 mile an hour winds. And look at that in Palm Beach County at the airport, 100 mile an hour wind gusts from the southeast.
Well, just south of that report now, we have Shannon Cake. Shannon is in Stewart. Shannon, you right now are just about in the threshold here of the storm, the strongest winds. What do you have? If I turn your back around the other way, maybe you can block the... Try it that way. That's better. There you go.
Yeah, you know, it's been incredible to watch them kick up Dean in just the last hour, and we couldn't hear you guys that well, but it sounds like our stories are jiving in terms of when the storm really started moving in through here. I talked to emergency management officials. They were clocking winds upward of 60 a short time ago, and, you know, just a matter about 8 o'clock this morning, what time is it now? It's 9:30, and a half ago. We didn't have that story. It was literally the calm before the storm. We didn't see anything. No damage, no flooding, and we still saw power on to a lot of folks. Now Mark Memorial has had to go to backup generators. We're on the campus of Mark Memorial right now. So a lot more reports of down power lines, according to EOC officials up here. They're in the midst of a press briefing, but I just got off the phone with the fire chief a few minutes ago. He's had a couple house fires reported as a result of those down power lines. So a lot more action going on up here to tell you about.
Okay, Shannon, you're going to be in this for a little while longer as this band works from the Stewart area across the inlet and the St. Lucie River on the way north.
Go out there, he's flying around at 77 miles an hour in the future, so make sure to stay inside, even on the backside of this. It's not over on the backside. It's going to be probably not as bad, but it's not over.
We have also a phone report, speaking of some of the heavy movement through Martin County in Indiantown, where that band has just left the Indiantown area. So let's find out what that experience was like. And for that, I believe we have it. Nancy, that's all. Nancy, forgive me, I don't have...
See, look how dark the clouds are over there.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. See?
I already told you that. Look at that sign to be like, wow. That's pretty impressive.
What?
That sign right there. But look at the dumpster. See how it moved from there to there?
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Where? See, look at the clouds over there going a different direction. Alright, let's get back inside.
Okay, it's starting to rain. Go back up. Go back up. I need batteries.
What kind of batteries you taking?
You at? Hey, how did Steven? I forgot to ask. I'm so sorry, I'm a bad friend. Like, I didn't even think about it the other day. I was like, oh yeah, this operation. How did that go?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Worst case scenario, we're already applies to hurricanes. And
I'm sorry, I just think it's because I've been working and then like the hurricane coming in, I just totally forgot about it. And then like last night, I was like, oh my gosh, I wonder how he's doing. And I'm like, I'm just a bad friend.
It's really bad.
Well, you're in Wellington, aren't you?
Yeah, sitting on the front porch. Well, I'm just on the front porch, and you know, it's not even windy early in here.
Okay, guys, thank you.
Oh, look at all this stuff.
Just a few minutes, and again, please stand by.
What was that?
Covering this storm every which way but loose.
No.
We have crews all over the place, including.
Orly Greenberg standing by at Martin Memorial Hospital with an update as to what's happening up there. Orly, can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you. I hope you can hear me. It's getting really breezy. We had a little bit of a lull as far as the rain goes, but the breeze is really starting to pick up. It's really getting windy. Jeff Alter's here with us, Palm Beach County Fire Rescue Bureau Chief. Martin County, I just apologize.
Oh my God.
How are you feeling at this hour?
Hey, I will call you later.
We were able to get out. We had a couple of calls that we were able to get. We had a woman in labor. We were able to check on her.
Oh my God!
Yep, she's fine.
I put my car in the parking structure.
But you know the pressure's dropping, so obviously.
Crap, I gotta get out here.
Get inside, dumbass.
Was it a structure fire?
Yeah, we had a structure fire from down power line. We were able to learn it with the
She
state.
dumb?
Broward County got hammered pretty hard from the backside.
Look at, there's all these people.
It's gonna be pretty small.
Okay, and so you're gonna go back to EOC, and what's your plan of action?
I'll be waiting for the storm to clear, and then we'll be doing search and rescue operations.
All right, I'm gonna let you get your equipment. I apologize for calling you from the other county. Again, Martin County Fire Rescue Bureau Chief Jeff Alter. Thank you very much for being here. He's soaking off, can't blame him. Again, I just want to show you really quick over here, because we want to get out of the rain too, but you can see the St. Lucie River is really starting to pick up. You can see Sewell's Point a little bit, because we had that clearing, but when this backend comes through, you're not going to be able to see Sewell's Point at all. You can't even see the Roosevelt Bridge from here anymore either. Martin Memorial is back and forth on their power. It's going from Florida Power Light back to generator, back and forth. They're trying to get it steady. So Kathleen Walker, News Channel 5.
All right, Kathleen, thanks. Let's go to the Weather Center for a quick weather update as we're still progressing and going through this storm with you, and then we'll show you some of the video that we've gotten in from our crews of some damage around West Palm. Steve?
Okay, I just want to let everyone know we're still watching the radar very closely. Let's bring up the graphics and show you what's been going on. The backside of this hurricane is about to move into coastal Palm Beach County. If you've been outside, you should be outside. But if you take a look outside, you should see that the winds are really starting to pick up along the coastline now from Jupiter to West Palm and look at what the eye is now moving offshore Palm Beach County, but the backside of this hurricane is set to move in. And there's a very light yellow area that stretches all the way from right across the lake. It's almost a north-south line right down the spine of the state, and it is moving east.
So everything that just got blown in that direction.
This window is whistling. As long as you made sure all your windows were closed. Actually, it would almost be safe to open up the door. Just be very careful that it doesn't fly out of your hand. Not a good idea.
Sounds worse right now than it did.
Why to go to whip the door open?
Like, I went to open it and I almost